around 2 years in total. Yeah, I was initially a customer of Ruben and Rose's, so yeah, from there our relationship sort of developed, and yeah. Well, as I said, I started off as a customer, so I got to experience sort of what it means to be part of their family and to have a guitar built and to get to choose everything, and I really liked the way that they went about it, to be honest. And with the design background that I have and in engineering, it was a very different environment and something that I could explore, creativity from a creative side, and yeah, it's really cool. So it's, for people who don't know, it's completely bespoke stuff, basically, particularly guitars and stringed instruments, but they offer something where you can come in just with ideas, and we help refine the ideas into things that can actually be made, and then hand it to Ruben and he creates these beautiful instruments. So basically nothing is off limits. That's, yeah, how long's a piece of string? It's a good question. I think a lot of people would be surprised at what the starting point is and what entry means. I think when you see that everything is custom and bespoke, your mind starts racing and a really big number comes into play. But I think people would be pleasantly surprised with how much it does cost to get a completely handmade guitar. Definitely comparable to the other brands in terms of entry point, and yeah. So when people come in to have a guitar built, one of the most exciting parts is actually choosing the timber. So we've got some nice Brazilian rosewood here and some black and white ebony, and that's, it's the point where you go, what do I want my guitar to look like? And I can make it as individual as I like. So, particularly for an acoustic, you pick the tone woods and things like the wood for the fingerboard, even the neck materials, and here we've got some nice flamed maple. And the headstock veneer, everything is, customizable. And so you start off with these raw pieces of wood, it slowly comes to shape, and then the next time you visit, you might be at this point where there's a cap on, and you can start to feel how the guitar is actually, going to be when you have it. So we've got some nice mahogany here. And these are all one pieces, which is quite nice. And over here we have, for example, a guitar that's almost ready for completion, ready for some paint. And this person has obviously chosen all of their tone woods in the exact same fashion that we're showing now. And yes, it's a very exciting process. So as an example of what happens when someone has an idea and we turn it into reality, we have a client who wanted their own custom headstock. And so you can see we've got the drawing here, and then what we did was take a photo of the actual piece of wood. So that's the actual veneer that went onto his headstock. And then from there we can give him an idea of what it might look like with the inlays in, with the headstock being mahogany, if he's got gold tuners with black buttons, that sort of thing. And then finally, we create the actual headstock. So we've seen the concept and what it may look like, and here is the actual headstock. It's pretty close to the drawing, and the client's very happy with it. So yeah, it's really cool to see it physically, come to life. Usually people start out on the website, and they have a look at some photos, and there's an inquiry form there. And from there, you just make an appointment, come and see some tone woods. We can do things like we can create some renderings on the computer. You can start to visualize what the guitar is going to look like, and you go from there basically. Hardware comes a little bit later. Some people and ah about which pickups they want and bridge and stuff like that. So this guitar was another example of sort of Ruben trying to push the boundaries a little bit, with the inlay work, but also with choice of tone woods, and it's just exceptionally beautiful to look at and also to hear, and it just sort of represents the peak of what these guys do, and the peak of what is possible for people to have. And this guitar, despite being quite fresh, just already sounds amazing, as you heard. So it's really exciting for us. We've got, we'll be exhibiting a fan fret multi-scale guitar, and as you cheekily saw there, a travel size guitar, in addition to one that I've been very fortunate to work on, and which is an absolute gem. It's really special. I can't wait for it to be revealed. Can't say too much, but yeah, it's been a real work in progress, and it's really is a piece of art.